after my dad had actually shot the young guy outside of our house.
Yeah.
So his people from down the street came up, had big guns shooting at us. Just shooting. And then my grandmother, she was overweight. So I remember like my dad trying to get everybody in. He put us in first. We got shot at and stuff like that. And he's trying to, like, because the car was kind of small, like, and my granny was overweight.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like trying to push her into the car. Total, on my mom's side, my mom has 8.
I felt like you was about to say that the way you was blinking. I knew it was about to be
8 daughters.
Okay.
But for a long time, it was just 3 of us.
8 daughters?
8 daughters. My youngest,
Woo.
I'm the oldest. I'll be 33 in October, and then my youngest sister is 8.
Wow.
So, but for a while, it was only just 3 of us.
Okay.
Yeah. When we the 3 oldest, of course, we're in our 30s. The other ones are like, they trying to catch up.
And young.
Yeah.
Younger than, and those are all on your mother's side.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yes.
I'm on it because I want to get back to that part.
Yeah.
But I do want to know how your father, your grandmother, and uncle, you said,
all
passed. And
you know what? I don't really even. I'm gonna just tell you what I've been told.
Yeah.
We were children at the time, so when you grow up, you start to hear different things, and but from my dad's situation, he had an allergic reaction at the Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Ate a seafood gumbo or something like that. He passed from that. My grandmother, she was so sick from his passing, and I'm gonna be honest, I think she was ready to go. Once he left, she was done.
She was baby.
Yeah,
her baby.
He's the star of the family. My dad, he was everything to everybody. He's the favorite cousin, favorite son, the favorite. He was just the favorite nephew. He was just the favorite, and that's just honestly speaking. He was the one, and and he was only 30 at the time of passing too. So, they kind of hit the family pretty hard. Then my grandmother ended up passing. She actually went into surgery and didn't make it back out. And then my uncle, some months went on. He was kind of like out in the streets a little bit. I can remember as a child, stealing cars, doing a lot of, mess or whatever. And he actually like got to a point where after they passed and he started to get his life together, started going to church. He got baptized right before he passed, all of that stuff, like was trying to really focus on, getting itself together. And I think a lot of it had to do with us and, trying to step in where they left off, but he didn't even get to, show that himself. And so he ended up passing. I think, I don't really even know the real cause of his death. I just know he was in the hospital. He had been shot before. And from my understanding, the bullet moved around or something. Yeah, and he ended up dying from that. And he was 18 at the time. Yeah. So
close to your age at the time, because you was 11, right? You said you was 11,
I was about,
right?
I was
around
about
that time. Around that age. If you wasn't 11, you were even closer to his age.
Yeah.
So that is, I would imagine, a traumatic experience for especially a child, because you're still a child at that time. Do you remember how you felt around that time?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Talk to me about it.
First and foremost, I had never attended a funeral before my father's. So I had no recollection or any experience with that type of thing. So, I'm just a child. I'm not even understanding, what's really going on. So, I think where my trauma came in that particular situation was not just losing him, but just I was the first person to be able to walk up on the casket. And when I did that, I looked and walked away, and I never went back. I literally sat outside for most of the time, even for the wake and the funeral. Like my grandmother and my mother and them, they had to make me
I
come in.
understand that.
Yeah,
Did you want to walk up to the casket? Was it something you wanted to? Of course, you didn't want to experience
yeah.
your father being dead, but is it something you felt like you needed to do or you wanted to do just so you could see him?
You know what? I didn't know what to
Yeah,
do. You know what? That was my first experience. Like
yeah.
I had never seen. From my remembrance, I had never seen nothing like that. So,
Mm.
I'm sure I've probably attended funerals and probably don't. I just don't remember them. But that one stuck with me for sure. I didn't know what I was doing. If I had a known, I probably wouldn't have went up there like that. I wouldn't have, because if anybody that knows me and my daddy were like this. That was, yeah. I mean, that was my best friend. So he taught me a lot of things that I know, and uh from like sports and just a lot of people know me as a tomboy or whatever. I get a lot of stuff from him, like a lot of my skills, a lot of my intelligence. I get from him. Like he was highly intelligent even at the age of just 30. I could only imagine like how he was at 25 to 30 in that time. What I'm saying? He was off into Malcolm X and, learning about, he was Muslim,
Okay.
learning about all of that good stuff. Like, and I'm like, I'm 32 and, I was raised up Baptist and stuff, but I wasn't on his level
Yeah,
back
I get
then.
what you said.
Like he didn't, from my understanding, he was his own, he represented himself on a case and beat it.
That's
Like, highly intelligent, highly. I mean, you can't beat it. His intelligence was unmatched, and that's where I get a lot of that from too. And one thing that really stuck with me from him is um he pulled me one day by my arm, and he looked me in my eyes and he said, Danielle, I don't care what you do, always have common sense, because that's what a lot of people don't have nowadays. And I wasn't nothing but 4 or 5 at that time, and I still remember that day. In that time and in that moment, that really stuck with me. And I needed that, because I feel like I'm very intelligent just offhand, but to hear that as a young age and to always keep that with you, that's always something in the back of my head that I will never forget. And I have my common sense is immaculate.
yeah.
Yeah, it really pisses me off when other people don't. I've asked God for my patience and all that stuff, which I've had to, but man, it's not a thing that is normal nowadays a lot of the time. So I learned a lot of valuable things from
Mhm.
him. That's just a little bit of what I've learned. I paid attention to him a lot. Yeah.
It's funny you went there
Yeah.
because that was my very next question in my head to you. Like, what you saying how close that y'all
Yeah.
were, and y'all may still be.
Yeah.
What is the thing that rings out in you, the voice that rings out in your head? What is he saying to you in the common sense? So God be
Yes.
lining stuff up like
Yes.
that. And you are actually from St. Louis,
I'm from
right?
St. Louis.
Okay. How long you been here in Kansas City?
Since 2020. I moved here the day after they won the Super Bowl that
Okay,
year.
so your life is St. Louis, basically.
Absolutely.
So, being that you made it to 27, 28 in St. Louis, how were you able to how did you find yourself maneuvering through the environment and maneuvering through just the life in St. Louis?
God literally held my hand through everything. I've been in situations, even with my dad as a young kid. I've been in situations where I didn't almost lost my life. We done been shot at, all of that type of thing. But God, that's literally the only explanation that I have. He didn't hold my hand through everything. And he didn't got me through everything. I think that in those moments, that was his way of showing me who he was, you know?
Mhm.
And I can look back and remember those things and be like, yeah, you was there. You was there, like,
Mhm.
real big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have no other explanation. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Association.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just there. You
Yeah.
happened to be
I
there.
was just
So
there.
um this had to happen at a very young age for you to say you were with your dad and he passed around when you
Hmm.
were 11.
Hmm.
So, can you remember the situation of you being shot at or
Oh,
being in?
absolutely.
Talk to us about that.
Absolutely, yes. From what I remember, my uncle, I told you he was off into some,
Yeah.
mess at one point in time, and he used to mess with some little guys down the street, and they wasn't no good. They was toting guns and this and that at a very early age, uh, and one day, actually, one of them broke into our home, and I was asleep on the couch.
Mm.
I was asleep on the couch. I thought it was my dad coming in late. So I ain't really make no fuss about it. I was asleep. So, but I did see him. He came in or whatever. And from my understanding, he had took like some of my dad's stuff out, out of there or whatever. So the next morning, my dad like, hey, like, I know them niggas,
Yeah.
he already knew. He knew who it was. So he sent he sent my uncle down there, hey, knock on the door. All right, where my stuff at? Like type of thing. So they ended up, boom, 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 and of course, they didn't admit to having the stuff. So one of the little dudes had the nerve to come and knock on our door one day, and my grandmother answered, and I think he had like said something disrespectful to her or something, and my daddy wasn't having it.
Yeah.
He wasn't having it. So uh all I remember is a few hours later, me and my sister are in the room. We get woken up out of sleep. Hey, hey, hey. My daddy had a stuttering problem. Hey, dig it, come on. So, he like, put on your shoes, put on your shoes. Clearly it's an emergency. I'm like, what's going on? We children we about 8 or 9 at this time.
Mm.
So we hurry up, he put our shoes on and stuff like that. We leave out the front door. The dude is in the front lawn laying there shot.
Mm-hmm.
So he's bleeding out or whatever. He ended up living and stuff. Then as we're trying to get to the car, he the after my dad had actually shot the young guy outside of our house.
Yeah.
So his people from down the street came up, had big guns shooting at us, just shooting. And then my grandmother, she was overweight. So I remember like my dad trying to get everybody in. He put us in first. We got shot at and stuff like that. And he's trying to, like, cause the car was kind of small, like, and my granny was overweight.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like trying to push her into the car, and he finally got in and all of that stuff. And we ended up driving off, and my grandmother, which I'm surprised by this, she ended up going back home that same night. We ended up going to my stepmother's house, who was actually my dad's fiance, rather, at that time. They were supposed to get married, and that's also who was with him at the time of his death out in New Orleans too. And so yeah, that's literally like pretty much how it went. Yeah, I mean.
Was that the first situation that you
When we got shot at?
your face
Yes.
telling it all, bro. But yeah, that was the first time you had been through something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A shooting? Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Your feelings then, if you can remember being in the moment versus how you look at it now. The moment, your take on the moment and like your feelings about being in that situation.
Scared.
Yeah.
Afraid. Absolutely. We kids, we children, we ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You done shot a nigga in the front yard and then they shooting at us, and bullet ain't got no name on it, as they say,
Yeah.
They could have hit us, but it happened. And like I say, that's why I say God has always been our protector and our shield all this time, because Ain't no telling what could have happened that day. A lot of people don't make it out of those type of situations. That they were close. They were close up on us. That wasn't for play. They could have hit our. They could have. Apparently, they ain't have no aim or something. I don't know what their problem was, but they missed us. They missed the car. The car wasn't shot up. None of that. So
That's why. And he was taking time. Well, not taking his
He
time, but
was,
he
though.
had to use time trying to
Yeah.
push your grandmother in the
Yeah.
car too.
Yeah.
And make sure all of y'all were in there. And
yeah, absolutely. Yes,
that's-
he could have been shot
Yeah.
in that time frame. Of him trying to get us to a safe space.
Yeah.
And he was the driver too. So if something happened to you, then something liable to happen to us as well. So
So most children question things that they ask, or you get to a point where you kind of scared to ask a question about something. How are you in those moments? Did you wonder? Did you question? Did you like, pops? What's up? Like,
no, because our dad was always our protector as well. He always made sure we were good. I didn't have to worry about that. Whatever happened, we were protected. I never questioned it. And then he was honest too. He was honest. We didn't have to ask him nothing. He always told us what it was too. Like he told us, hey, they came in and stole my, hey, I had to do what I had to do. So I ain't have to. I never questioned what my dad did ever. I trusted him wholeheartedly, for sure. That man loved us. He definitely did. He wouldn't let nothing happen to us.
I mean, true enough, a lot of us, I ain't gonna say all of us, because all of us don't love our children, and we try to protect our children. That don't mean we always put them in the best situation.
Right. True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I mean, you can put your children or anybody in a bad situation, but still, you're looking at it as you're trying to protect them and stuff like that. So, I'm not saying that he wasn't trying to protect you, but you were still in a bad situation that you shouldn't have been in as a child.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely was. I agree. I definitely agree with that statement. For sure. Definitely. But I guess at that point I ain't got no choice. It's either I'm gonna have to do this or I'm gonna have to do that.
He didn't react in a way that a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? I'm just in hindsight, you kind of look at it like, so
Yeah.
when we're younger, we look at those parents that are in our life or whatever as our heroes, and we don't see the wrong in what they're doing. But when you look at it in hindsight, you kind of like,
right. You asked me about then. Now, if he do something like that now, it's like, man, look, come on. Like, I can't be a part of this, type of thing. I'm grown, of course. Like, I would be, then I'm going to be asking whether you tell me or not. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you don't put your children in those type of situations and then gotta do all of that to get out of it. No, I wouldn't dare put my kids in it. But at that time, I'm like, oh, this is my daddy. Like, this is my daddy. Like, if I'm not thinking that far about it. But as an adult, absolutely. I'll be like, now what? Once we got to safety, daddy, now what's going on? Now we're gonna have to talk a little bit, for real. Cause we could have been dead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it's the accountability thing that we preach now too. Yep. Like even protecting your homie in a moment, whatever situation y'all in nowadays. But like after y'all leave, like you get in the club fight with your homie, you don't know why they fighting, but you're gonna jump in or whatever.
Yeah.
But or maybe you do know why they fight. You seen them start. You seen them throw the bottles first or whatever. But you still feel an obligation to jump in. But after they leave, you probably gonna pull them to the side, like, "Hey, what's up, okay? What you want?"
Yeah,
like So
I get it. I definitely get it, and I'm gonna be very frank and honest with you. It's some people that I wouldn't make a move for. I'm sorry, because a lot of people be out here starting mess. That's just what you do. You gonna have to get beat on. I'm gonna leave you where you at. I ain't stupid.
Is that something you like hollered at them about before? Like let's just say you've been around them before and you seen kind of how they was moving, but you know, this my dog. This my dog.
Yeah.
But you probably had to talk with them like, hey, yo, the way you moving is going to get us in some shit.
Yeah.
Some shit I don't have to be in, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, so have you had talks with them like that before, or does that come after the thing actually happens and they kind of like, why you didn't, what's up?
Don't blame me.
Yeah.
No, see, the thing is about me, I don't associate myself with that or them type of people. So I'm not going to ever have to have those conversations.
Okay.
The people that I hang around are like-minded. You know, we ain't into all of that. So, but hypothetically, if I were, I can't even put cause I wouldn't hang around nobody.
Yeah.
Like, you got to stay at home. You a problem creator. I don't like people like that, you know? Now, if I got to fight just because somebody didn't mess with me out at the club and then that's one thing. Somebody come up to my group of people that I hang out with and be on some mess. Oh, I'm going for the group of people that I'm going for them, period. Because I know they ain't started nothing. So I'm going to do what I need to do and I'm asking questions later. But nah, no, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. If I gotta have that conversation with you, we don't need to hang around. We're too old for that.
Yeah.
You know? If I gotta have that conversation with you, man, we don't need to be in the same room.
Yeah.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not finna babysit no adult. So yeah.
Okay. So going back, what do some of those other situations look like? Because you said you were in a lot of situations back then. Some of those other scary or not so scary, but situations that you shouldn't have been in. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like?
I'll be honest. I've been jumped before.
What'd you get jumped for?
What the hell did I get jumped for? You know what? I got jumped on one time because one of my exes had lied on me about something, and her family jumped me because of that. Mm-hmm. And it was definitely a lie. She had now I have to take accountability because I was young and I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. You know, chasing her in a car. I ain't gonna lie. I did that. Yes. I was like 21, you know, doing stupid stuff, you know. But she was out cheating. And I used to date women in case you didn't know that.
Oh, you don't no more?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. God has delivered me from that. Thank the Lord. Amen. Okay. But she was cheating and I seen her as she was going to cheat. And so I called him like, hey, you know, where you going? You know, the whole time she like, oh man, I don't. You know, so I'm like, all right. So I followed behind her, you know, or whatever. When she realized that it was me, she sped off, right? So when she sped off, I circled around the block a little bit. She had left me. She dusted me. She got away. I circled around for one good time. I goes to get back on the highway. Her car that flipped over in a ditch. She say that I did that I chased her down and made her car flip.
Uh-huh.
So when her people seen me again, they jumped on me. And that's how I ended up getting jumped. Yep.
First of all, like when you were chasing her and you saw her car in the ditch, how did you feel? Did you see her outside of the car? Or
yes, she was out. She was having a fit. She was already out.
Oh, she was.
I had nothing to do with that girl. She was trying to get away from me, and she sped off. She had already lost me in a good enough time to where she ain't have to do all that. That's on you. But she didn't want to. I think she felt embarrassed to the point where. Like, she was like, oh, I got to place some blame somewhere, you know, other than me. Mm-hmm. And she had just got the car, too. So she like, oh, man, what am I going to say? You know, like I said, we were young, you know, just being stupid, you know, dumb. Now, I wouldn't do no mess like that now, but just ignorance, pure ignorance. But when I seen her, I'm going to be honest with you. No, I didn't feel bad for her. Absolutely not. Now, I did get out and try to assist, and she told me to get the hell on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. Yeah, I left. Hey, you don't want my assistance and your time of need, that's fine with me. Because if I was in the, you know, the shoe was on the other foot, maybe I wouldn't want to see you neither in this moment. Cause she probably wanted to whoop my ass at that time. Who knows? But I honestly didn't feel bad for her at that. I didn't.
Yeah.
Cause and then she had done so many other things to me prior to that, and her family too. So I did not feel bad. No, I did not.
So me asking you that wasn't for me to try to find some blame on you for chasing on her, or I was just saying if y'all were arguing and then you ended up chasing, not arguing, but you ended up chasing her or whatever, and you were in a mode already of how you feel about said incident or whatever, and then her car flips over, but you didn't see her outside of the car. I was wondering if like that just flipped you real quick, like into a different type of mode. But you said she was already outside of the car, and you seen she was okay.
Okay, yes.
So that's what I was asking. That wasn't to try to place any type of
no. See, I'm the type of person that can definitely in any situation, if it's an emergency, I don't care what we're going through. That's time out for that. Your pride and ego goes to the side automatically. But for certain people, like that don't really care for you for real, or they wouldn't assist you if you need it, I honestly don't think she would have stopped to help me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, but I still stopped and tried to assist. She ain't want the help, so I drove off. And then like the next few days or so, we ended up talking again, and I ended up pulling up to her mom's house, and then they jumped on me. So yeah, and they never liked me anyway.
Set you up.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you said y'all ended up talking again.
Yeah, we ended up talking again.
Like kind of y'all was cool when y'all was talking, and you pulled up over there, and so I mean, it sounded like it's set up to me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, yeah. And they never liked me anyways. Like from her grandmother called me a bitch the first day she met me. Like literally. They were toxic. Super.
Okay, so help me understand something about you.
Yes.
At the age of 21. You said you was around 21. You're in a situation where you don't feel loved on back, basically. Yeah. The family don't love you, don't rock with you at all.
Yeah.
And you find yourself chasing somebody after cheating on you.
Mm-hmm.
What causes a person? Because if I were to go off of what your father taught you, why would you be in and how you speak now? Why at 21 would you be in a situation like that? And why would you feel like you got to chase somebody?
Because you got to understand, although I had my father and my mother for a short period of time, my mother left. Yeah. We were neglected. Mm-hmm. We were neglected. And my father, whether it was his choice, he was gone as well for a long time. So you got to think from 10 or 11 on up to 20 some, it's just me. I got to figure everything out. Life is teaching me everything at this point. Yeah, I got people that have been replacements to come in and tap in, but it's not the same when it's coming from your own mother and father. It's not. So, neglect, not knowing my self-worth, just not realizing a lot of things, not knowing who I was at the time. It took me a while to get here. A while, I went through a lot of trial and error to get to where I am. So I would say that, just feeling neglected. Yeah, my own mother, left, and now I'm trying to just snatch whatever love I can wherever, even if it's just for a night, even if it's just, even if you don't love me back.
Yeah.
I still love you. Yeah, but that's always been the type of person that I am too. I've always loved hard and always been pure hearted and genuine too. So and passionate. Yeah. So when people mess me over, that it hurts. It hurts real bad. It hurts me to the core because it's which is to be expected, but it's me. Me. I done showed you everything there is. When it comes to love and compassion and being there, it ain't too many people that can say that they called me and I didn't answer, or I didn't call them right back, or too many people that can say Oh, I asked her for something and she ain't give it to me. Nobody can say that. So when people do me a certain way, I feel that to the core, to my soul.
Understood.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What hurts or affects you more? Losing a father that loved you and that was truly there for you, or having a mother here that you don't feel like love you and that's not here for you?
That's a good question. Me and my sisters talk about that too. Um, hmm, what hurts more? I would have to say the parent that is able bodied and not doing nothing. I would have to say that. Yeah, because I mentioned my mother has 8 children. Let me see. Sorry. 3 of them do not know her.
The first three.
No. She had me, my number two, three, four, which she barely got a they trying. Then we got the fifth, the sixth, and then the seventh one in between. They don't know what she looked like, is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's what you mean. I
Yeah.
thought when you were saying don't know you, you
Yeah.
don't have a relationship with, but
And they
they
don't.
haven't ever seen her, don't.
They've spoken to her,
Yeah.
but like if she were to walk past them, maybe right now, and
That's crazy.
one of them 20, the other one is 18, and the other one is 15, 16. So she left them at when they was about 1, 2 years old. So they don't know her. I would have to say, and one of my sisters is very troubled, very very troubled. She's actually locked up right now, but it's because of you know. Now I'm not. She got to take accountability for her own mess. She's
Yeah,
20 at this point, but I think a lot of what her issue is her not having her mother around to help navigate and guide and this and that. Everybody can't take that. Everybody can't be like, oh well, whether she here or not, I'm still gonna be successful. Everybody ain't got that in them, and
20 is still a kid essentially. Like you were 21 still making the mistakes you had. So
absolutely,
you did. I understand you saying
absolutely.
she has to, but she's still in a very hurting stage and trying to figure that out.
But it's been a long time too. She been doing this since she been like 10 or 11. It's like, and I get it. I get it. But it's like now, like how long you gonna go? Like it's like you're in the meantime, you worried about what you don't have instead of what you could have and what you could be doing. She's
But
burned a lot of bridges herself.
do we know? And I'm not asking you to expose that.
Mhm.
Do we know everything she's been through outside of your just not having your mother? Then what else tops on top of that? Comes on top of that. It could be, and like I'm not giving. I'm not trying to say what she's doing is right and she doesn't need to grow up, but I do know how long it takes a lot of us to grow up, especially when you're not given the information and you know what I'm saying?
And the guidance. Yeah. I know about a lot of stuff she's been through. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And I definitely feel like that definitely has molded her into being who she is as well right now. We'll say right now, because anything can change. Um but yeah, I think that she's been through a lot. She done been in the foster home. Her dad tried what he could, to help her out, do what he could. That's who they were staying with, they dad. And she had got to a point they couldn't get along. They kept clashing with each other. And you know you get older, you start smelling yourself, as they say, and start doing things, and then people get sick of that.
For sure.
Folks get sick of that. And then I've tried to recently help her out. She burnt that bridge. You know what I'm saying? She has. That's why I say, like, I get it, but then I don't too, because it's like you choosing this lifestyle as well. Like, I understand, but you also choosing the wrong things too. Like, cause I look at like like what you just said. Like, yes, I've made some dumb decisions growing up, but I wasn't being that's not what I was just doing. I wasn't out here just doing stupid stuff. It was events that has happened in that in my younger years. But I've always been smart. I've always been like, nah, I ain't ever been a people pleaser. I ain't ever been like being able to be convinced of too much. Like none of that. I've never been swayed to over here when, like I've had my issues, yes. But I ain't just been out there like that. No. So it's all a choice. Like, and even then, like I almost didn't graduate from high school because of my mother watching her baby, type of thing. I could have just laid down and just didn't figure that out either. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I knew that I had to graduate. You really don't have no choice in this world. Like, but like I said, like everybody don't have that quality either. So I don't know. That's her story. That's her journey. I'm over here now. It's been several people in our family that has tried to help her out with things, and she's declined every offer. So it ain't nothing nobody can do at this point.
Yeah. Let's talk about the neglected period though. Like, I mean, you probably still feel neglected, but it don't affect you as much as it did when you were younger, maybe. Let's talk about that time and
Okay.
what you went through in those times and stuff like that.
Okay.
When we talk about mentally and like maybe some type of depression or whatever.
Absolutely. Yes.
What does that look like for you?
Absolutely have been depressed for sure. I done tried to commit suicide, of course, and that's a cliche thing to say because I'm sure it's a bunch of people that have tried to do that. But I was at a low point in my life once before for sure. Like beat myself up, about everything and just wondering why a lot of things had happened, how they did. I never questioned God, but I just always would be like, well, I feel like I'm a pretty good person, and so why is this why am I running into these bad people? But it all goes back to just not, feeling fulfilled within myself because of the neglect and the, not having the parents around and, for those pivotal moments in my life. Like as a kid, yes, that matters. But I feel like when you really, really coming into who you are is around the age of like, when they left and then kind of on up, that's how I feel.
Especially for women, because your body starts to feel
Correct.
different. And
yeah. Yes, and you need that guidance in that time. As a kid, yes, you need guidance. Absolutely, yes, wholeheartedly. Because that's what's rooting you and putting your foundation down. But that matters a lot, especially going through your teenage years and stuff without having your mother and your father present. And like I said, we had like my grandmother and my grandfather or, my auntie and, we had people that were there. Absolutely. But when you be wanting that comfort of your own, So, that really did affect me a lot. It, like you mentioned, it still affects me in some things now. I've been able to heal from a lot of stuff by the grace of God. But even now I still I'll be like, okay, I see where that align with now. I get that, so it still affects me now to this day. No matter how, much I don't even try to hide it. I don't ponder on what I don't ponder on it. But and I think that a lot of stuff I have put in the trunk. A lot of stuff I put in the trunk, like a lot of my past feelings and emotions and stuff. I just throw it out.
Is it safe to put it in the trunk? Because you're still driving with it.
Yeah, right. No, it's not. And I've learned more recently how to do that. Like over my last 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, I've learned more so on how to release those things and heal from certain things and just let it be.
How do you release it? How do you heal?
Focusing on myself, focusing on what's valuable to me, doing my music, praying, uh, everything that is value to me, literally. Um, that's how I heal. And just knowing that the past is the past, it ain't gonna change, you know? But and then also knowing that it made me who I am too, right now. You know, so all of the things that I went through, I don't feel no type of way almost because it's like I came out a beast, you know? So I came out very well, you know. I ain't got it all put together, but for the most part, you know, I'm growing into and I'm stepping into who I'm going to be, who God is allowing me to be, you know. And every single thing I have went through has created this, and it's only gonna get better.
Do you think if you don't fully heal from something, because you said almost,
Yeah,
and if you don't fully heal from something, it could, like, if the scab is not all the way there, it could slowly start to like bleed
yeah,
even more until it's fully taken care of.
yeah.
How do you believe you fully take care of that? Or have you worked on finding a way to fully heal? Because you said you're still affected by a lot of that stuff and you recognize it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, is it worse to recognize it and not get it healed,
Mm-hmm.
or to not recognize it and just, you know what I'm saying?
Time.
Time.
God's timing.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. God's timing. This is literally, he wrote my book and I'm just going through it. He already even wrote my journey. He in control. You know, I'm going to get there. That's one thing I know. I'll get there. I just got to go with the motions of this whole thing. I just got to keep on walking and walking and walking and believing and having faith and doing what I'm doing and improving and letting time, that's a cliche saying that everybody says, but time for me does heal. That's me.
Your other sisters that grew up with you, the two other ones that grew up with you, what was y'all relationship like growing up and going through all of this stuff? How did y'all maintain with each other?
So up until the third one, Jamia, shout out Jamia and Nene. Nene is the one that's right under me. We grew up together for the most part because Jamia has another dad. And so she ended up going with her family, you know, once things got separated and stuff like that. So we grew up into a certain point together, but me and Nene, or Anitra, let me say, you know, formally her name, but me and her grew up together. And growing up together, it was cool. You know, we had our sister, you know, type of thing. Like our household was very structured. Like at our home, you know,
with your grandma,
yes,
with your other grandma,
absolutely, yes, absolutely. She's very structured, very peaceful. Didn't have to worry about nothing. You know, everything was always provided for us. We always stayed in a nice home. Um, she always made sure it was something to eat. You know, we lived a great life. She made sure that we, you know, would travel. You know, we enjoyed it. And growing up with my sister, we had our little hash outs, you know, we sisters. So we did our thing, but we lived a good life coming up. Really good, honestly.
So what I'm wondering is, how did y'all bond through the neglect though? Like, how did y'all, you know what I'm saying? Did y'all ever talk about this? Did these feelings or whatever, or do they more so come now?
They more so came now. Then we would just bond over, we was talking about this earlier actually. I feel like we bonded more over like music. We would always sing together. Always. We always listen to music together. It would just be me and her in the room. Because my grandmother, like I said, we were in a structured household, like super structured and like peaceful. So like everybody going in their own rooms, watching their own TV on their phone, you know, type of thing. Like, or I'm downstairs doing my music and things like that in our own little worlds. But when me and my sister would come together, we always listen to music together. You know, that's literally how we bonded. Yeah, for the most part. That's really all I can say for right now. Like we didn't really talk like about the stuff. Like we didn't have a clear understanding of things. Like we knew what was going on, but it was like we just going through the motions of life right now. You know, it wasn't until we got older we're like, oh shit, this was kind of bad. This was kind of,
Yeah.
weird. That was like a weird thing to have to go through as a kid, but we never really tripped off. I don't think we noticed how much it affected us then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going over, like, let's just say friends and stuff house or whatever, if you ever did that when you were younger, and you may see a parent or two parents with them, but you see them, because I've had somebody on here before who said it bothered them for people to complain about their parents
Yeah.
when they didn't have their parents in their life or whatever, because they're kind of like, yo, at least you got your parents. So did you often run into that maybe, or do you remember feeling affected by that?
See, me personally, no. I went, like, if I seen other people with parents, like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't miss out on anything. Like, honestly, I actually just told my mother herself. I just said, I'm glad you did what you did, because I don't think I would have had a good as of a life that I did have if I were raised by you. You know, and I just recently told her that probably like a month ago. And people always looking at what they don't have. And I do agree with that. Recently I just said to someone, I'm like, in the same sense, yes, like, why are you complaining if you have especially if you have a trying parent? Like, because what I run into a lot with people is people that blame their parents for their past and what they used to do and this. But if your parent is trying now and trying to get it right, and they have made those steps, those extra steps, and that extra, show that extra care, to try to fix their wrongs and make it right with you. I feel like, and then for people who were raised in a good home, they just ungrateful to me. Completely ungrateful. People that were raised by good people, they are just simply ungrateful to me. And I can't stand it. Absolutely, because I didn't have that at all. Like, I didn't have my mother and father in the same roof ever. So, what are you sitting? What you talking about? You can't talk to me. This is not even a conversation for me right now. Are you serious? So yeah, that really does grind my gears when people complain about their parents, especially if they have now, if you got a trash parent, then that's one thing. But if you got a parent that was good to you your whole life and or trying with you now, appreciate that. Be grateful.
Yeah. And to be clear, like, and again, I'm not saying you're saying that some people have both parents in the household, but they don't appear to be trash to you.
Right. True.
But they're trash to them. And it's always that question of, would I be better off without you being around? Because even you being around you're not here.
Yeah.
That's true. So there are but then there are those moments with people who have truly great parents,
and they are.
It's not as common, but it's not very common. I don't think it's very common, because I think we all are kind of bad in a way at parenting, because we're just learning and stuff like that. And a lot of us are stuck in our ways, or stuck in the old ways of parenting.
Yes,
it just don't work, especially if you're not paying attention to the child's mind and what's going on in them, or not valuing their thoughts and their mind and stuff like that, and being able to communicate with them as a human. Yeah. Not you're less than me, you're a child type deal. So there are those times where the adults, or supposed to be adults, are in the household, but not actually parenting.
Correct. Yeah. I agree with that. I totally agree. I guess it definitely depends on the situation. Yeah. It could go either way. Like you said, I don't know how your parent is. That they may show a certain face over here when they on the outside and with everybody else, but then when you go home, they beating your ass, or they cursing you out, or or like, sir, you never know, or you could be getting raped by your dad. Who knows? I don't know.
And told to be quiet, but he make it look good with money, or what he buys you, or so nice to your friends and stuff. And it's kind of the same thing when women looking at social media at these couples, and they're like, what's she ever complain about? She's got a good dude or whatever. He does this and does it. You don't know, he fucking her up. Vice versa too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Yeah, in that way too. But when it comes to your mother, you said you actually said that to her recently or
Yeah.
whatever. What opened that portal up to where y'all actually, to where you even get to say something to her about this, or are y'all communicating actively now?
Yeah,
Or
me and my mother
yeah.
always talk. Actually,
So this
yeah,
is what I'm wondering. How do y'all
yeah,
go from I don't even know if you fuck with me at all
yeah,
to where you are now and you're able to be open with her, and you say y'all talk all the time. So I'm imagining this is not the first time you kept it real with her, and for
yeah,
her to actually stay in relationship with you through you keeping it real with her. How do
yeah.
you get to that point, if that makes sense to you?
Yeah, it does. First and foremost, I have never anytime my mother has wanted to come back in, I always let her.
Tough.
I always let her, cause I don't know what you went through when you was 17 and trying to raise a baby. That's the
Mm-hmm.
other side about this. I don't, she got to take accountability, and which she has done.
Mm-hmm.
She has done. But I just kind of let her, you know. I still communicate with her. I love my mama to death, for sure. Like, and but we able to have those conversations because, like I mentioned, she's actually apologized to me for what she's done. You know, and yes. So
Shout out to you, moms.
yeah, she's apologized to me for what she's done, and I was a young mother, so I understand. Now, would I make the same decisions that she made? No.
But some of the things you went through allow you to give her grace.
Exactly. Yes, I understand. I definitely understand. So yeah, we talk all the time, and like shoot, she mentions it a lot. Like I know I wasn't there for y'all, and like even with my other sisters, like I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think this is probably the first time I'm saying this, but I think that she is somewhat scared to connect with those that she has not connected with, because of all the time that was lost. I think she real life scared of seeing them like in person. I think she's scared of seeing their reaction, and I don't think she really know how to navigate through that. And those feelings. I don't know what it is for me, but I can't say because I'm not in that position too. I can't judge too much because I don't know what I would do in that situation either. Your kids grown now. They got their own mind. They might be looking at you like, oh man, you owe me a lot, or I don't know. So I think a part of her is really scared, and we talk about this stuff. I have not told her that though. She'll see it when she see this. But she we talk about a lot of stuff. She always mentions like, I know I wasn't there for y'all, but this and that, and she tries to vindicate herself and her story, and whatever, and that's how we end up on those subjects, and I'm able to tell her these things, and I can be honest with her. She know I'm gonna be honest. She's honest. She's grown to be like honest and pretty bold and type of thing. So she don't hold nothing back with me, and I'm not gonna hold nothing respectfully. I do not disrespect her at all. If we have like a little hash out or like a disagreement, hey, look, go, give me a couple days, few weeks or something. Then we'll come back whenever we come back. She'll call me or I'll call her, something like that. But yeah, yeah,
Though you may not agree with her way of doing it, like not wanting to run into those her other kids. Well, I don't want to call them kids. Her other children. I don't know what.
yeah.
Probably her other. You know what I'm saying? Because I know.
Yeah.
Well, a few of them are still kids, like you
Yeah.
said. But though you don't agree with her approaching that, does part of you understand where she is with it?
You know what? You know what? You know what? That is a very good question. I would have to say yes.
What
To a
part?
certain extent.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. But ain't nobody gonna look at it like that because they like them your kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Them your kids
For
flat
sure.
out.
I agree.
Whatever you need to do, you need to be trying to do it on your hands and knees. You need to be doing
ma'am.
something,
Yes, ma'am.
on her end, how can I say this? Like, um, I understand her. Once again, I was a young mother as well. So that's why I'm able to, like you mentioned, be graceful in some areas. I can understand because I probably would be scared too. I probably would be scared to death to have to look a child that don't even know me and I don't know them practically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had you, but it's a lot of nothing. What we got to talk about? What is this conversation gonna be, if any? Are we gonna be able to just hug each other and keep it pushing, or are you gonna fire up on me, or and what's gonna happen? Like
Is any excuse good enough? No,
no,
probably to them.
no,
Probably to them. That part,
no,
and it may be the fear of rejection.
that too.
You rejected them, and you couldn't imagine how that would feel on the other end.
Yeah,
Cause you know, oftentimes we try to change our lives and do better,
yeah,
but they don't have to give you grace for trying to do better. So that
true.
rejection might cause somebody to spiral backwards to like,
Yeah,
send them to some
yeah.
type of, and I'm not saying that will happen for her or that's
No, I
her
understand.
reason, but I do the grace part of that is like, yeah, I can understand why you like that, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, it
You
is.
get,
And I understand I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't none of them really fool with her at all. I'm like the only, like my other two sisters that are older, they try. And number four, Nia, she talks to her, like they try to, get they bond, and they, but she left her too. Like she didn't know her either. So it's like, she trying to get that together, but they don't fool with her. They won't, a lot of the times they won't speak to her, they won't talk to her, they won't call her. Hey, you talk to, so and so, tell her to call me. They like, I ain't calling nobody. It's been 3, 4, 5 years. They don't, and they like, I don't care. I don't care at this point. You left us, like you just said. You rejected us. I'm about to do you the same way. And I don't think that it's out of malicious activity or whatever. I just think that they really was hurt by that. And they, as adults, they have that choice. I don't try to change their mind because, look, I'm going to deal with her how I deal with her, and y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I tell them that all the time. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do. However y'all feel about her, you got that right. Because she did. You never showed up to the court dates. You left, you was gone for years. You know what I'm saying? We never seen you again for years. You know what I'm saying? So that created a lot of pain, So however they feel, that's how they gonna feel. She gotta respect it, which I don't think that she fully does either, because she feel like, oh, these my kids, they need to. No, that's not how it works. You didn't care about being a mother to them, so now they don't care about being a daughter to you. So it works both ways. You gotta take, whatever you put out, that's what you get back.
has she ever tried to fill in? Have you ever asked her to fill in the gaps, like with the story? Like, where the hell was you all these years? What the hell was
I know
you
we
doing?
know where she was at.
Oh, okay.
She moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
She up and left. She moved to Atlanta. She would come back, have us, have me or for a little minute. Like she eventually came back. Probably when I was about 16 or something like that, and I ended up living with her. That wasn't really that good.
Okay.
But she would come in and out, type of thing. And then I remember when I was 18, I ended up she's done a lot of crazy things, like a lot of stuff that is remembered. You can't forget it. And she made a lot of crazy decisions at a young age and stuff. So my dad, who I mentioned, not really, not even my real dad.
Oh.
So yeah, yeah. Up until the age of 18, I thought that man was my father. And I was raised by a family that They not even they my
Blood.
family. Now
They're your
that's my family. Do not get that is my family. They are everything.
but blood wise.
But blood wise, no. No. My actual father killed himself when I was about 2 or 3 or something like that. So yeah. Come to find out. So I never got to meet him.
Did your father believe you was his
At first, they got a test done, but that's why I love the Watkins people.
Shout out to him, man.
Shout out, big shout out. They was like, she belongs to us, and that's end of story. They didn't say a word. They held a secret for all that time until I brought it to them. They were like, and like I got one auntie, Joyce. She be like, she gets so upset if I even mention it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because she don't want to hear it. Yeah. She like, no. We're not going for that. Yeah. That we said what we said when she was born, and y'all, that's it. That's end of story for them.
I do want to know, like, finding that out and, drawn, because I'm sure, like, finding that out, you still drawing back to your father, though, who you look at as your father.
Absolutely.
But then there's, like, this whole other man I didn't know.
Yep.
I didn't get to know. How can you remember anything you was thinking at that moment?
Oh, I was pissed.
At those times.
I was pissed. When I found out, I was livid. I'm not gonna lie. I called my mama. One of my aunts told me, and I called my mom immediately. I'm like, hey, I thought it was a joke when she told me. I'm like, huh? And then they got the same name, Darnell. I'm his namesake as well. Yeah. So they got the same exact name and all of that stuff. I'm like, hey, what's going on? She like, Danielle, I got to talk to you once I get off work. I knew she had a little thinking to do. Yeah, she probably needed her little time, because I'm like, you gonna have to speak up on something, because what's going on? I mean, I've been around these people my whole life at this point. They all I know. What you mean this ain't my real daddy? And then where he at? Oh, he killed himself long time ago, back in 94 or something like that. Yeah, it was crazy. I ended up actually like getting to meet my siblings and stuff like that, and a cut on my real dad's side, and
so it's actually you actually got more than 7 siblings.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yes. And I have 2 brothers. I got a big brother, Darnell. I got a sister named Renee, and then me, and then my little brother Darvell. Yeah. So it's the 4 of us. And actually, I'm the youngest girl over there, which I'm so used to being the oldest. Like, I was the oldest on my dad's side, on my dad's side, who I knew to be my father, and then also on my mother's side. So I've always been the oldest. So I thought that was pretty cool too, to find out that I was actually the youngest girl somewhere.
You get to be a baby somewhere.
Yeah, that kind of felt good, because I've always had to be the leader of everything.
Do y'all have a relationship now? Your other siblings?
Me and my brother do. My younger brother, Darvell, yes. We do. We talk. Yes.
So you still the big sister, so you still the oldest one in the situation, essentially.
My oldest brother, he stay locked up. I've never even met him.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never even met him face to face. I've talked to him on the phone, but yeah. And then my sister, I hear from her every so often. So no. But I'm honestly not hurt by it.
So, and I know we got to close here soon, but I do want to ask you, what were the hardest thing to navigate in parenting with you as a parent, and the age you had your children, and how many children you have? Of course, you told me how many, but
yes,
yeah.
I have 3 children, 3 daughters. So
wow.
And I am done. Just FYI, I am done. I'm not having any more children. Absolutely not. But well, first and foremost, I was so young. Finances were not it, of course.
When you say young, how?
I was 19 when I first had when I had my first daughter.
Okay.
I was 19. So I didn't have nothing. I had a job, for sure. I had a job. Um, and it did what it was supposed to do, but I still didn't have shit. At the end of the day, I was living under my aunt's roof, or with my baby father's mom, or just kind of like scattered everywhere, so it wasn't nothing stable. um and then I ended up I moved out to Cleveland, Ohio, just for like a little second. Came back. None was stable. I was unstable emotionally, mentally, physically, all of that. I was not it. I was not. I had no business being a mother, but in a sense, I did, because God knew that I was gonna get it together too. I needed them to be able to navigate through that. I absolutely did need them. Like, they encouraged me, they motivated me to do better. Like, having to look at them and not have, or can't provide certain things, you like, oh nah. And then, like, as far as like emotionally wise, like, I still struggle with that. Like, as far like, I catch myself like yelling, or doing little stuff that I'm like, and my children will tell me, like, mama, like, I know it's a trigger for them. You know what I'm saying? I apologize to them about that, because I'm like, I don't mean that. I don't mean it. I've learned to really, like, it's like, I'm gonna be honest, like, it was a long time where I was uncomfortable with saying I love you.
What do you think that was?
Not feeling that from certain people growing up, because I heard it. But I never was comfortable with it. Never. Like, if somebody said it to me, like, it was almost like pulling teeth to say it back. And then I say I love you. Like, going on with that. Like, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel it. So that was never a thing for me. It took me to get older and to heal from a lot of things to be like, you need to start, expressing that. You need to start telling your children that more. You need to, because this is all the things that you didn't have, you lacked. And I can't do that to them. I can't allow you to feel how I felt as my child. I just can't. So I'm currently working on myself to become a better mother. Right. I'm a great mother, but I have my issues, for sure.
All of us.
Yeah, I have my issues. I have my times where I don't feel as good, as other people think that I am on the outside looking in either. You know what I'm saying too. I be feeling like, sometimes I've failed them in certain areas, but I'm working on that. So
it's all a person can ask.
Yeah.
Do you feel like part of that, the reason why it was hard for you to tell them you love them, is because the person you felt like that loved you the most was snatched from you? Like, love was snatched from you?
That too, but I think that my mother, you know how they say your own mother is your bully? Honestly, I felt that's another major factor that played a lot of part in my self-esteem and all of that, because my mother was the first person to tell me I was ugly. So a lot of things that she said and didn't say as well affected me major.
And that's why you would deal in, and that probably wasn't the only relationship, but deal in a relationship where you're taking this from this certain person and be chasing them, because you didn't know what love was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the little bit that somebody will show you that you think is love makes you attached to that, because you don't think nobody else will give it to you.
Yep. You just cling on to whoever give you a little bit of attention. Yeah. You like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and I didn't like nobody that I dated in the past. Nobody. When I'm
that
really
says a lot.
I didn't like none of you. Yeah. And I want to let y'all know that. Where the camera at? I didn't like,
Like
none of you. I didn't like none of you, actually. So it ain't until my most recent situation where I actually really did care about somebody, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so I want to challenge you.
Okay.
You at this age right now,
Mhm.
knowing all that you have, knowing that you know, and with all the grace you have for people and you giving people, but all that you've gone through too. If you could talk to your mom had you at 17?
Yeah.
His 17-year-old mother, the 19-year-old you, and your father passed at 30. 30, and the 30-year-old pops before the passing
Mm-hmm.
or after the passing. If you could look into that camera and as if they're looking at you, what would you say to them? Like just to speak life into them.
Put God first,
Mm-hmm.
above all. Love yourself. Always love your children over anybody. Because we have a tendency of putting our partners sometimes over our children too.
Mm-hmm.
And people, we got to stop doing that too. We make them more relevant than our children sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Work hard. Be strong. If you need help, ask for it. Never give up. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that I would say. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. So, and did you have, before I close out, was there anything else you wanted to?
No, I think we touched base on pretty much everything.
So, will you leave us marked out?
Okay.
And possibly pray us out.
Okay. So, Danny's indelible mark. Is that what it is? This is kind of just notes that I took down, so they kind of like scrambled.
Yes, ma'am.
But like I just mentioned a few of these things. I always put God first. Be patient. Be strong. Be optimistic. Take nothing for granted. Don't get easily swayed. Be passionate. Have compassion. Love yourself. Appreciate everything good and bad and indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
Always stay humble. Be healthy. Confident. Don't let nobody change you. Also, whatever, like your character is what speaks for you. That's why I say don't let nobody change you, because who you are is what's gonna speak, and that's what's gonna last over all things. Have faith. Keep praying and praising God after you get what you ask for.
Yeah.
Always keep your dignity, your respect, your morals, your values. Yeah. Don't judge. Don't let nobody get over on you and manipulate you, because people do that a lot nowadays. Be self-aware, observant of everything around you. I mean, every little detail. Pay attention and challenge yourself on things to, make self-improvements.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
You want to pray us out?
Yeah. I might be slow.
You'll be sitting down praying us out.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for us sitting here today, making us able-bodied, Lord God.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you for your spirit in here today. Thank you for your favor, your grace, your mercy, Lord God. Thank you for keeping us when we don't deserve it. Thank you for us being able to share our experience on this platform, Lord God. I pray for health and wealth for Mr. Dominique here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I pray that his business expands. Yes. And we love you, God. We thank you. Yes, we appreciate you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. The goal is to leave a lasting imprint on their minds and their hearts. We pray you've been indelibly marked.
Yes.
You take hugs?